Genty here, who did talk to the media today. Interesting stuff that he said about the Broncos. And we're going to talk about his meeting with the Broncos and who wasn't there, but Ashton Genty at the podium this morning.
He actually wasn't in the meeting, but, I met with the running back coach and, some other people on the staff and, scouts. But it was really great. We broke down some tape and them sort of things and, talked about how they had a need for a running back.
All right, so, he wasn't there. He's talking about Sean Payton, but then he and the running back coach then talked about how much they need a running back. So what is that conversation? So he's like, hey, Ashton, welcome. Appreciate you making some time for us here. Now, look. We really think you're a good running back. That's Coach wanted me to tell you that. He loves you. He thinks you're great. He can't wait to meet you someday. Dude, we need help. You got any ideas? Is that how it went?
Well, and just how great is that need? We know. I seen it. We saw it with Javonte Williams with his 2.5 a carry. And I understand what George Payton said the other day about like, hey, we might keep Javonte around. Yeah, if it's August and somebody gets hurt and Javante's still out there, because he might still be out there. Is he a first-wave free agent? No. Is he a second-wave free agent? Probably not.
He's not.
Is he a third-wave free agent? I mean, are you paying someone because they're really good at pass protection? Maybe. That's part of the game. But it's like your favorite subject, blocking tight ends. Like, okay, can you get someone that can make a play? Ashton Genty can make a play. So how great is that need? That need is great enough for you to move near the top 10 to take this guy. The draft may fall differently this year because I don't think Abdul Carter's injury situations ding him very much. Could totally be wrong, but that doesn't seem to be moving the needle down here at the NFL Combine as much as perhaps even Carter's own representation would have feared. Like, oh my God, he's got multiple injuries, and
right.
It's going to be a problem. No, I don't think it's a problem for Colson Loveland either. Put a pin in that conversation. So Travis Hunter, number 1 overall pick. You're going to have a couple quarterbacks go. You're going to have Abdul Carter go. You're going to have 2 Michigan defensive tackles go in the top 12. My opinion, again, could be wrong. You're going to have Tyler Warren go. So where does Ashton fall in this conversation? The Las Vegas Raiders did not get Matthew Stafford. They are back, and if they had gotten Matthew Stafford, they would have been making a beeline at number 6 overall for Ashton Genty.
No
they
doubt.
already got the tight end. Mm-hmm. They got Brock Bowers. So today, Broncos country, you got a gift because Matthew Stafford is staying with the Rams and with that annoying podcast that his wife does. They're staying. So the Raiders are still in the quarterback market. This is a great thing. Now, they could solve it and trade for Geno Smith or whatever, okay? They could find their quarterback solution other ways, or they could go, you know what? Shadur Sanders is going to be there. Let's just take Shadur. And that means Ashton could fall further. The Dallas Cowboys. When Zach Martin retired, I'm not saying they wet him themselves in the front office there, but that's a situation where you don't want to have to go back to the well for offensive line help. You're just trying to take care of everything else and find a ground game. And maybe Rico Dowdle stays off his 1,000-yard season, or maybe he doesn't. Streets are going to be cold for free agent running backs. Aaron Jones, I don't know how much money you think you're going to get. You're not going to get it. Morgan Freeman voice. In fact, he did not get that contract. Like, it's going to be streets are cold. Maybe that's the case for Rico Dowdle. Maybe he just takes a hometown deal to stay with the Cowboys, and then the Cowboys are out of the running back market. But you have to monitor where Ashton Genty could be a possibility for you. It's post 12, but he's not lasting until 20. Okay? Mm-hmm. And if there's an alternate reality, and maybe we exist in that, and he actually does, and the Broncos take him at 20, I would love to live there. But I like reality. The reality of the situation is you're going to have to move. You're going to have to move for Ashton Genty. And not only that, you have to, but Dover, you should move up in this draft. If you think that Genty is within reach, then you have to move up for this guy because he is the best. You want the Joker. Everyone talk about the Joker. The Joker. The best version of the Joker plays at Boise State. His name's Ashton Genty.
And you believe that is a plug and play. You believe, I think the number you've thrown out is 1,500, right? Not rushing, total yards.
I believe that Kevin Kistner could have investments of 1,500 all-purpose yards if Ashton Genty was the Denver Broncos' number 1 running back.
Okay. Yeah, Kev, one of my investments totally flamed out last night. Thanks, Damian Lillard. You need 2 more points. But, invest on your own, as Cecil would tell you. All right, and then I think the second part of that is, like, Cecil, I'm not opposed to Ashton Genty. I'm turned off that Sean Payton wasn't there. And again, I can't decide what lane I'm in. Is Sean Payton playing the game? And I'd love that because the game would be fun for us to monitor from afar.
Sure.
Or or has Sean Payton come to the conclusion that it's really out of the realm of possibility that they land Ashton Genty, be it at 20. And I think the other part of this season, and you tell me how you feel about it, is maybe Sean does know, like, I might be able to get up to 12 or 13, maybe not 12, I guess, but 13 or 16 with Arizona, where we've seen some of the mocks. And he's just uncomfortable with getting rid of future assets for a player in a running back position.
Okay, let's talk about this. One, is Sean Payton fearful in that way? Oh, man, I lose my draft assets. Now, George Payton may be, but answer me this, brother. I've got other questions for you as well. Is Sean Payton afraid to lose draft assets?
He's not even afraid to ruin your whole salary cap. So, no, the answer is no.
Where's the black Amex card, right? Where's the credit card at? Sean Payton's going to use it. Whatever. You'll pay it off someday. He's not afraid of that. Okay, so let's eliminate that. Is it, in your opinion, that Sean Payton, maybe he's watched the film of Ashton Genty and he doesn't like it? Is there a possibility? Do you think Sean Payton just straight up doesn't like Ashton Genty enough?
No, I don't think that.
Okay, so we have eliminated that. Do you think Sean Payton's going to bring him in for a flirty 30 visit? Is that where he gets to sit down in Denver for hours? These interviews, by the way, are 20 minutes. And the very first interview that Ashton Genty had with an NFL team was with the Denver Broncos. So what is the answer here? If we're looking at all the reasons why, outside of Kay Adams being in Indy and Sean was, hanging out with his buddy.
Yeah.
Does he not like Ashton Genty? No, it's crazy. Everyone should like him. Is he afraid to give up those? No, not at all. He'd trade up to number 1. If he really loved him, he would do that. It's not going to happen, but it's Sean Payton. He's crazy, man. Come on. So the final then question is Sean Payton ready to talk to Ashton at a longer visit, whether it's his pro day, a private workout, whatever? What's the answer?
I'm unsure on that. Well, let me ask you this. This is my ignorance, and I don't know. I probably should. Are there limits to those for what the player can do, and how many? I know there's a limit for the team, right? The team can only do X amount of.
You can have him in for the whole day.
Okay.
You could sit down with him for hours upon hours.
I think
of
Sean
watching
Payton,
film.
Yeah. I think they'd be interested in that. I do.
Yeah. I think that Ashton Genty will be one of their flirty 30 visits. Or they'll have a long private visit, private workout with him, much like they did with Bo Nix. They watched him at his pro day, they gave him some stuff, and then the next day, he made him throw 60 times. And Bo remembered everything. And Bo was ahead of other. And that's when Sean was like, I love him. I love him, yo. I don't know why, but I do. Sean Payton was like Kev at the Grizzly Rose. He just fell in love fast. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. Seal the deal, Kev. I mean, Sean Payton. Seal the deal with Ashton Genty. You can fall in love. That's great. But you got to seal this deal. So George Payton is in the relationship business. Have the relationship. Okay, who's the number 7 pick? Just answer me that. The Raiders have number 6.
Tyler Warren to the Jets.
Unless Darren Muji says, give me 20 and some other stuff, and the Jets move back, they get assets, and they take Colson Loveland, and the Broncos move up to 7, and they get Ashton Genty. If Sean loves him, they'll do that. The first hurdle is the Raiders. You just avoided a big thing today with Matthew Stafford not going to the Raiders. Broncos country, you got lucky on this one. That comet that's going to destroy us in 2030 or whatever, it's got a 3% chance of hitting Earth.
Oh, it went down. It's like it's down. It's below a percentage now. So freaking Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt got us, or not Brad Pitt. Who was the guy?
The other guy,
Matt Damon. Who was in Armageddon?
Matt Damon.
It was Matt Damon. I feel like we're getting this wrong.
Now Kev's trying to Google Armageddon and he's having trouble spelling it. Come on, Kev.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. There we go. I knew it was one of those guys.
You were close. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon.
It's a Boston
one of the
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
the Dung King Bros.
Yeah.
I like how Ian Rappaport tried to. There's plenty of great coffee like Dunkin' Donuts, which is fantastic. I'm not making fun of Dunkin' Donuts. I'm just pointing out how Ian tried to get some smoke in on Jordan Schultz. Not a lot of people putting their chips on Ian. I'll just say that in that fight with Jordan Schultz. Not a lot of people putting the chips on.
Dude, he's 4'8". I mean, what do you expect? Dude's 4'8", man. I'd take my sister Josie over him. She's at least 4'11". I love that. That's been one of the bigger stories this weekend. We all learned that Ian Rappaport is a snitch. That will be what I take away from the combine forever. Is that Ian is a snitch. You never want to be the snitch ever. All right, man. I will tell you, with your scenario you just painted about 7, I'm way more comfortable with it because how I feel about Ashton Genty. You feel a little bit stronger than I do, but trading. See, if you're talking about from 20 to 7, that's another first-round pick. That's next year's first-round pick.
Next year's draft sucks.
I don't know about giving up first-round picks, though.
I know.
That's a really, really slippery slope for me, especially given the state that this team has been in for the last 9 years.
I'd do
really
it with the
4 years
second
the
next
draft.
year. I'd do it. I'd send my second and third picks next year and my first this year. I don't know if that'd be enough to do it. Might have to send a 6 this year too, whatever. I would find the formula that includes most picks next year and then try to keep the first rounder. But baby, if I'm talking